Rain, one of nature's biggest mysteries. Since the dawn of man, understanding how to control and manipulate natural phenomena has been crucial to our survival. We have been able to work the earth for food, make fire for warmth, and even direct the wind for power. But one thing that has always subdued us is rain. The destructive power of rain has led many to figure out ways to tame this monster. Many traditional approaches have been explored over the years, and even now, scientists have begun to join the party.
My name is Adi Obatoyinbo. I have always been curious about the natural world, how things work, and the way in which science can explain certain phenomena, but completely miss an explanation for others. For this reason, I've decided to investigate the ancient art of manipulating the weather up there using tools and powers down here.
Africans love to party, mostly outdoors. And there is no bigger threat to a good party than unwanted rain. I decided to ask a few people across different social classes if they believed in rainmakers and their existence, and whether they have seen their powers.
It's
not a question of whether I believe or not. It's something that is happening.
With this tradition of everything, I think it's possible.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't sound logical at all, or scientific anyway.
No, I don't.
It does happen. It is in Africa. I don't have a personal experience, but I believe that it does happen.
My uncle, he used to draw rain. So most of the time, whenever someone is having a party, they will need to go and pay him to make sure rain doesn't fall that day.
I've seen it before.
So I've just been hearing about it. Because in my village, there are some witches that can make rain come true. So I definitely believe that it can work.
The fact is, it's as old as the average African traditional religion. It steeps deeply in African culture. So in practically every serious hardcore African society you go to, there are rainmakers.
Traditionally, people believe there are some people with supernatural power to stop rain from falling. But that to make rain is what I doubt.
I don't believe.
I don't believe they can make rain.
I've heard of it.
The answers weren't consistent, so I decided to get a film crew and find things out myself. We would be visiting 3 key towns in southwestern Nigeria over the course of 14 days. We will pay the rainmakers to make rain fall and also stop the rain. We will then compare this with weather data and make our conclusions. Our first stop is Agemo, southwest Nigeria. We will be meeting with a popular hunter and rainmaker for our first experiment, which is to make it rain.
Yes.
Alhaji Ahmed.
Our rainmaker, a renowned hunter, is also a famous herbalist in the area. iṣẹ́ yẹn.
Abẹ́ iṣẹ́ yẹn fún yàn tó bá mi ti bá rí pé ẹni ilé ni. Mo lè sọ fún màá ní kó lọ wá 150 àbí 200,000 fún mi. Màá kàn gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Bá ti gbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ máa ṣe kí gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe yẹn kó ṣe kíní. Àwọn nǹkan tá a máa ń lò.
Kí lẹ ń lò?
Ó pọ̀ lọ títí. Èmi inú ẹ̀ náà kó la máa ti ṣe. A máa ti parí iṣẹ́ yẹn. A máa ti ṣe. Èmi inú ẹ̀ tá a bá parí ẹ̀ tá a bá ti ṣe a máa gbé sórí orí páànù báyìí. A máa dómi sí lórí. So tómi ẹ̀ bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní so kò sí ká tó rí 15 minutes.
A bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí rọ̀. Ok, ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ ọjà ká lọ wá nǹkan tá a máa lò.
So we're in Aje Ojaoba. This is an open market. We're purchasing some goods. So we've already gone to the market for goats, cows, and rams, as you've seen. But here, we're actually just purchasing some herbs. So if you can see here, there's some specific ingredients throughout the store. It's more of a dry goods store. And so we're purchasing some of those items to conclude our sacrificial items for the gods. Wish us luck. Irú àwọn nǹkan lẹ máa ń lò láti jẹ́ kí òjò yìí rọ̀.
Wọ́n máa ra ìyá gbé, wọ́n máa ra ìyá lóko. Àwọn kan tó máa ra pọ̀ tàbí oníṣẹ́.
Fún wa ní 1 or 2.
Mọ̀ pé mo ti sọ méjì fún yín.
Okay, 3 or 4.
Kola nuts.
Stores like this, also called Elewe Omo, are popular in western Nigeria, and traditionalists visit them frequently to procure ingredients for their rituals and sacrifices. 1 hour later, we are back to Baba's house with a goat and some herbs to begin the ritual.
So it's been about 30 minutes since the preparation started. So you would have seen the monkey skull being washed off just a few minutes ago using the paste from the herbs that they were pounding earlier. So we're, I believe, on step 2. So step 1 is pound the herbs. Step 2, wash the monkey head with it. And then step 3 is the sacrifice. And he will also enjoin some of the neighboring elders to participate in the ritual in one way or another. And with their engagement and with the offering, that should be able to get the rain to fall. Chance of rain is still low, according to the weather forecast. So I'm really curious to see what happens. Ṣé òrìṣà wà tí ẹ̀ ń worship? Kí lorúkọ òrìṣà yẹn?
Egungun ni.
Egungun ni.
Pẹ̀lú Agemo.
Pẹ̀lú Agemo.
Ẹ̀kan tí mo ń worship nìyẹn.
Okay.
Mo dẹ̀ worship Ògún.
Ògún.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ògún ni òrìṣà tí àwọn ọdẹ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Ògún lòrìṣà ọdẹ.
Okay.
Agemo is a spirit deity who is believed to be a protector of children and who safeguards Ijebu's future through its blessings. Ogun is the traditional deity of warriors, hunters, and drivers in the Yoruba region. He is also known famously as the god of iron.
Àti ṣe tó jẹ́ pé ó kàn ṣe pàápàá ọkọ̀ stọ́ọ̀fù nù. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹ ṣùgbọ́n pé kó má bàa lẹ̀ rírọ́ ni. Sọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹ ń sìn ọkàn tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ni.
I went in search of my umbrella because Baba said one way or another we will get a response from the gods. I am hopeful.
It's calling the rain. Otoni. So the first port of call for rain in these parts is on your roof. So he's calling the rain.
tí mo fún yín ní 1 hour 30 minutes àbí ẹ̀kọ́.
Can relax. But a very nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe náà ni. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ni. Ẹ ṣé gan. We've now spent 30 minutes, and at the beginning there was an element of seeding, so to speak, right? He threw some water up on the roof and allowed it to kind of fall down. What we noticed just now is after 30 minutes, they've done it yet again. So it appears that it's not a one-off matter. It appears as if it's a process. So we're still waiting patiently to see if in the next 30 minutes we're going to see rain. Umbrella is still at the ready.
If the rain does not fall, do we get our money back? Can we at least get the goat?
Yeah, if we can take the goat.
If the rain doesn't fall, what is the deal?
So there's a part of that money that has not been delivered. It's subject to the rain falling.
Okay, guys, I guess we have to still wait.
Wait and see.
We have to get returns on this investment.
Yeah, so it's still 8 minutes to deadline.
Who knows? It might just rain tonight.
Yeah, and we should be here to capture that if it happens.
Yes, we should.
But is that our rain?
That's a question.
That's the bane of this whole document.
So it's a good question. There's a 23% chance of rain today.
The agreed time has just passed, and I went to check in on Baba.
So Baba, ìrọ̀lẹ́ ti dé. Àti wà níbí látọ̀sán. Ọjọ́ ti rọ̀. Thank you very much. Ṣùgbọ́n a rí òjò kankan. So kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí? Gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó máa ń jẹ́ kójò rọ̀ mi rí nǹkan kan. Kí ni wọ́n pe cloud ní Yorùbá? Mi rí nǹkan kan. Ká ṣe sùúrù.
Ó lè yí padà sí.
Tí kò bá wá yí padà ńkọ́?
Ó lè yí padà. Ẹ mọ̀ pé iṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run ó tóbi.
Tí kò bá yí padà ṣá lè gba ewúrẹ́ ká lọ jẹ asún. Okay. Já ní sùúrù díẹ̀. Ẹ ṣé.
I think everybody is going to go back to chilling.
Wake me up when you guys feel any water drops.
After waiting another hour, there is still no sign of rain, and Baba seems as disappointed as we are. He chats with his friends and phones others. They try to find some sort of explanation.
Wow. We've been here for 6 hours at Ijebu-Imosan, and we came with a ton of energy, but now I think our energy has dissipated a little bit. So we approached the appropriate person that we had been told is powerful enough to do what we feared may not be possible, which is to make the rain fall on a day where the weather forecast suggested that the chances or probabilities are low anyway. There are a few explanations that are possible. One is we actually came to the wrong person. Two is we came to the right person, but they didn't do the right things. Three is this was never going to happen anyway, and this rain is not going to fall.
As we leave, one of Baba's friends offers to make us a video of the rain when it falls later tonight.
Àwa láti máa lọ báyìí. Ṣùgbọ́n lálẹ́ ni o. Kò lè cross midnight o. Alẹ́ ni o.
Sadly, this video never came.
But ṣùgbọ́n tí yàn bá ti sanwó fún yín, okay, tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ bẹ Ọlọ́run tí Ọlọ́run bá sọ pé kò ṣeé ṣe, ṣe máa fún yàn lówó padà ni. Báwo ló ṣe máa ṣẹlẹ̀?
Kò sí bó ṣe lè rí. Ó lè má pọ̀ o. Bẹ̀tà ṣe.
A ṣe.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Òjò yẹn á rọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
The Yoruba people are one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa. They are said to constitute about 45 million people. And although dominant in the southwest of Nigeria, their rich culture and tradition is practiced by millions around the world, including in South America and the Caribbean.
What our people know, what Yoruba know, scientists are just starting to discover. The cosmology, the astros, the medicine, and the plants. Our people are experts in that already. And so it's important to study Ifa, believe in Olumila, Olodumare, and listen to your elders and study your traditions.
Yoruba mythology, which predates Christianity, agrees on the existence of an all-powerful god, Olodumare, to whom all things are attributed, and the existence of other minor gods who mediate between the Almighty and us humans.
We believe in Orisha, Irumole, and Olodumare.
These minor gods are called the Orishas, and among them is Sango, the god of thunder and lightning. And the home of Sango is in Oyo State in Nigeria.
Welcome. Today we're in the heart of the Oyo Empire, an empire that was politically significant from the mid-17th all the way to the late 18th century. This town was founded in 1830 on the tail end of the relevance of the Oyo Empire. Today it remains a bastion of Yoruba kingdom. And as you look around, you'll be able to see a lot of older buildings, as well as a taste of the modern. We're excited to be here on a day when it's overcast, and also where there's going to be a weekend of celebrations of the Alaafin who just passed. We look forward to enjoying our time here and exploring further the phenomenon of rain and rainfall. Come with us. Let's explore.
Our second rainmaker lives in the heart of Oyo town, very close to the palace of the Alaafin. He leads a small community of Sango worshippers.
You want to bam bam, you want nothing with big boys. You know if you drink water, drop call. You're a guitar, lórí asán. Mo fẹ́ dogun lónìí, mo fẹ́ dọ́gbọ̀n ní tomorrow. Ṣé ẹ rí lóṣù tó ń bọ̀? Mo fẹ́ gun bẹ́ǹsì, tẹ́kí àmì sí. You're a guitar, $1. Kayin kada kada, lónìí yẹn ṣe àǹkálí. Mo fẹ́ dogun, mo fẹ́ dọ́gbọ̀n. You're a guitar, lórí asán. Wáyọ̀. One day take a missy. Àsìkò ló ń gbogbo láyé.
Sango is a fiery Yoruba god who casts thunder and lightning upon his offenders. This makes him the right deity to appease for rainmaking.
Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn àwọn ọmọ mojú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn wọn gbàgbọ́ pé kìíní yìí pé ó wà tó dẹ̀ ti pẹ́ tó ti wà pé nǹkan tá a bá láyé ni so a fẹ́ máa lọ sí àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa kìíní yìí kan sọ fún wa tó bá lè jẹ́ nǹkan tá a lè fojú rí pé kán ṣe ni o àmàfẹ́ rí.
Ṣàkóló ní Ọ̀yọ́ nípa òjò Ṣàkóló ní òjò ó láwọn kẹ̀kẹ́ tá a ṣe ìwọ Ṣàngó òjò yìí lọ́la àbọ̀fẹ́ sí nǹkan àwa ṣe ètò rẹ̀ fún kí n sì fẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀rọ̀ abẹ ni tó bá wá jẹ nípa pé afẹ́kọ́jọ yìí náà rọ̀ ni bí àwọn àgbẹ̀ tọ́ra àwọn àgbẹ̀ ní èyàn jẹmọ́jú
àwọn nídìí
táwọn àgbẹ̀ bá wà fẹ́ bá wọn tí a bá wà bá wa àwọn tí rúdò ó ti pẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan ọ̀gbìn wa nígbà tí ń gbẹ kárí ebè yìí àwọn aṣọ fún abẹ nǹkan báyìí.
tẹ bá bẹ ṣù pé nítòótọ́ ṣọ̀gbọ́n ajẹ́ kó dòrò àbí kó má ó di dandan.
ó di dandan.
ok tá a bá fẹ́ bẹ Ṣàngó pé ní wákàtí méjì bá fẹ́ kó dòrò ṣó ṣeé ṣe àbí a ní láti bẹ Ṣàngó pé pé bóyá láti ìrọ̀lẹ́ ìní sí ìrọ̀lẹ́ ọ̀la so báwo ló ṣe rí.
a lè pinnu fún o ẹ rí i pé orógbó ni ó ṣe àtọ́nà gbogbo tá à ń ṣe o.
so Ṣàngó need notice period. a lè sọ fún báyìí
lónìí ẹ sì fẹ́ rójò lónìí káwá lọ bẹ̀ ní ìsìn láyé a lè mú gbèdéke ṣùgbọ́n láàrin bọ́lọ̀ ṣe dá ọjọ́ sí ọjọ́ a lè sọ fún Ṣàngó pé ní ọ̀la o a sì fẹ́ òjò àwa máa retí ọ̀la sí ọ̀túnla.
ọ̀túnla lọ́nà.
ẹ máa gbọ́ òní kú ònú ọjọ́ ọ̀la dènà ọ̀túnla ọ̀pẹ́ òní ti kú ònú ọjọ́ ọ̀la sì dènà ọ̀túnla ọ̀pẹ́.
ṣé máa gàbí ọ̀la ní kíní Aláàfin ibẹ̀ gbogbo wọn wà ẹ̀pẹ́ náà wo gbogbo òkú ni.
the 1 million Ṣàngó practitioners
máa wà bẹ́ẹ̀. gbogbo Ṣàngó lọ ọbẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ bá lọ ọbẹ̀ kódà bàbá dénú àfin sì kì í ṣiṣẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ bá wà náà iṣẹ́ tẹ́ ẹ bá wà tí ní pé òun lọ́mọ̀ràn yìí òde yóò lè rọ̀ mọ́ lónìí ẹ wà fún wa pé afẹ́ gbogbo
ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀la kọ́ lè ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn nítorí iṣẹ́ Aláàfin. ẹ lè ṣe lónìí ẹ lè ṣe ní Sunday.
kò sígbà tá a lè ṣe.
ṣùgbọ́n ọ̀la yẹn ti Aláàfin.
ẹ máa gbọ́ mi o tá a bá ṣe lọ́la kó mọ́ dàbí rọ tá a bá ṣe lọ́la ìgbà tá a bá láṣiṣẹ́ kalẹ̀ ń ṣe báyìí mo sọ fún yín nígbà tójú ọ̀rọ̀ àárọ̀ mọ́ lọ́la tá a sì ní kójú ọ̀rọ̀ ìnáwó mi la fẹ́ bàjẹ́ òun Ṣàngó sì ní a òun Ṣàngó Aláàfin Ṣàngó àgbọ̀lọ̀ tó ń rọ̀jò pa gbogbo àlejò tá a fẹ́ gbà láyé.
so káfí ọ̀lálẹ̀ àbí.
àfọ̀lálẹ̀ náà ni òun Ṣàngó yìí fa òjò ní dandan ẹni tẹ́ ẹ lè sọ fún pé a fẹ́ òjò máa rọ̀ dandan babaláwo kankan kọ́ mú ṣègùn ni.
We learned from the Ṣàngó diviners that the art of making rain must not be forced or done without Ṣàngó's permission. Any attempt to force rain will incur Ṣàngó's wrath. They compared it to holding a man's genitals while he's peeing. Orógbó. Mọ́tò ńkọ́? In order to give some methodological rigor to our process, I approached my old statistics professor from MIT Sloan, Professor Arnie Barnett, to help us figure out how best to approach our analysis about whether rainmakers can do what they claim or not.
Well, I don't think you'll ever find an exact determination for that matter. But as you say, there are forecasts that not only answer the question, will it rain or not rain, but they actually assign a probability to rain. So they might say that 5 hours from now, there's a 20% chance it is raining in this locality. And of course, these forecasts exist in Nigeria, not only in the urban areas like Lagos, but in rural areas. So what one could do is pick a set of circumstances in which one knows the forecast, although you certainly don't tell it to the rainmaker, about what will happen at a certain time.
Yep.
And then the rainmaker may attempt to prevent rain, or as you told me, sometimes actually to cause rain, you know, depending on the circumstance. And then one sees what happens. Now, circumstances that would really be impressive would be those in which, for example, the probability of rain is assigned 90%, and then the rainmaker comes in and it doesn't rain. Now, that could, on one occasion, just be luck, because if there's a 90% chance of rain, there's a 10% chance even under the forecast it won't rain.
Sure.
But if you had, let's say, 10 occasions, forecast was 90%, and yet it only rained on one of those occasions. These are occasions on which the rainmaker attempted to prevent rain.
Sure.
Then that starts to create sort of statistical evidence, circumstantial evidence, that this person might be able to do things.
Our experiment in Oyo spanned 2 days. The first day was Alaafin's funeral celebration, and it was important that it did not rain. The next day, we wanted them to make it rain, largely because the forecast said it would not. The Alaafin of Oyo, Oba Lamidi Adeyemi, ruled for over 51 years. He was the longest reigning monarch ever in Oyo. And now that he has joined his ancestors, people have gathered from all over to pay homage to this great figure of Yoruba heritage and culture. Alaafin is no ordinary man. He is believed to have been a direct descendant of Shango, like other Alaafins before him. Surely, a perk of being Shango's child is that rain will not ruin your funeral. This is what we hope to see today. I go on a bit of a sightseeing tour of Oyo town, and with the festivity and contagious celebration in the air, it is not long before I join in.
So there's still going to be folks partying. Títí alẹ́. Ṣójú òṣì máa rọ̀ lálẹ́. Okay. So his consensus is no matter what, there's not going to be rain today. I said, but are people going to be here till night, 9 p.m. and beyond? He said the grounds are open, it's for celebration, but that there will be no rain today.
I go on another round of sightseeing while waiting for it to rain, or not.
The Shango worshippers actually told us that it is possible that it may still rain later today. But I can tell you, the forecast suggests that nothing is going to happen until 1 a.m. And even if it does, it will only be after everyone has cleared out of this massive celebration. I feel like it is Shango 1, Rainmaker Team 0 for now.
As the dusk sets in, the Oyo sky stays clear. Shango heard the prayers of his children.
Our Shango collaborators said that it is very likely that in the evening, when the events are over, that the rain will come down. They were right. It's raining cats and dogs. It's about 9:50 p.m. All the festivities are over. I think if we're checking their batting average, the Shango Rainmakers are doing pretty well right now. Everything they said has come true. I look forward to seeing what happens tomorrow.
When I checked the weather forecast later that night, it showed that it would rain the entire day after, which is not what it had initially predicted. To truly test the powers of the Rainmakers, I had a crazy idea.
Can we change to no rain? Is that possible? Because I think we'll be blessed with this rain anyhow. So if we don't change the plan, there will be a pure bonanza.
Gbàtẹ́ bí mi lánàá náà àfi pé a tó táìmù wò kí àwọn èèyàn yìí tó kúrò níbí. Mo ní a tó wá bí ẹ̀rù mi lè tó aago 9, lè tó 10. Ìgbà tó bí 9 sí 10 òjò bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Àrí.
So ó ti bùn alọ́jọ́ nù. Ẹ ti rí pé báyìí a tún rí pé òjò yìí ti sú báyìí.
Ó ti ṣú.
Àwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé ṣé o lè fún wa tó bá ti lè fún wa. Àwọn tí a bá fi bẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn tá a bá tún ṣe ẹ̀rí kọ́ọ̀dù ẹ̀ ṣe àpéjọ ti sú báyìí ṣùgbọ́n àbẹ̀ òun mú òjò nírọ̀.
Ṣàngó ẹ jọ̀ọ́ o gbogbo nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe lénìí ẹ jẹ́ kó yọrí sí rere o. Ṣàngó ẹ jọ̀wọ́ o bí òjò ti ṣú níta yìí lónìí ẹ jọ̀ọ́ a ò fẹ́ kójò rọ̀ lónìí látàárọ̀ tá a wà ń sìn títí di alẹ́ about 9 o'clock. Ẹ ṣé gan. Èmi Adé Ọbátóyìnbó lèmi.
Adé Ọbátóyìnbó. Ọwọ́ àtọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́wọ́ ìlú pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ń wò fún ọ lónìí. Òun fẹ́ fi jẹ́ ọ ní o pẹ̀lú ẹ̀kọ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe àgbéga fún pé òun ò sì fẹ́ kọ́ wá lọ òsì síbí kọ́ wá tọ̀ síbí tọ́ bá tọ̀ tọ́ bò mí gbogbo nǹkan mi yóò tún máa wọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ gbà wọlé àti ọ̀dọ̀ ọmọ tó bá gbé lórí.
Kòbéńdú.
Ọgbọ́ ọgbà fún wa lónìí fún fẹ́ sí lónìí orí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwọn bí ọ̀sán sọ́gbó ẹ wò rí tẹ́.
Kejì.
Ìmọ̀sẹ̀ rẹ̀ ọ̀gbà jí kékeré.
Àti ṣetán.
Àti ṣetán ẹja lọ nílé wa. Ọ̀ká síjúlẹ̀. Ọ̀ká dojúdé. That's me pé ọyàn mi.
Ọyàn kí ni?
Accepted ni.
Okay.
Ìgbà tá a tún ṣe kejì. Wọ́n síjúlẹ̀. Méjì síjúlẹ̀. Méjì dojúdé. Ó ti accepted ni. Sùn lẹ́yìn rẹ̀ báyìí ní sinmi báyìí. Tá a bá ti lọ àfẹ́sẹ̀ látúnṣe. Kàdélé. Àwọn àgbọ̀.
Ẹran. Okay.
Sango àwọn bàtà tẹ̀lé àwa.
Ọ̀yà gbé ráhùn wọ́n wá fọkàn balẹ̀ kò sí ọ̀run ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀sán.
The Shango diviners told us that Shango could sense the doubt in our minds.
Gbogbo ń dáṣe yìí orí bẹ́ẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ṣe èméjì.
Ṣàngó sọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Ó sì ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Doing something.
The reason we're quietly watching the proceedings is because we've been asked to be quiet, observe, but not ask questions of the practitioners. I think there's probably two reasons for this. One is reduce the distraction factor. And two is there are truly some things that are secrets that we should not be aware of, and that maybe even some of their practitioners are not aware of because it's in the hands of a few people. So we watch and we wait. In the meantime, the sun is peeking from beneath the clouds. Even though they'd been generous enough to show us some of their rituals, the Rainmakers eventually hid some parts they considered too sacred for our eyes. A very important element of this ritual is this fire. We were told it had to keep burning for the entire period we needed to hold the rain. So what he said is, in Oyo and around this neighborhood, there will be no rain, according to what we have asked. And so we can relax. There's nothing further to do here. Everything has been done. He did mention that because there may be others around who actually need the rain, somebody will be here to work to make sure that the fires keep burning. And by doing so, the request we made to Sango will be fulfilled. So let's watch, see what happens. We still have several hours. That's all. Ọkùnrin tó dirun pọ̀ ń bì. Ṣé Ṣàngó fúnra ra ìdirun ni? Kí ni ìtumọ̀ irun tí ẹ dì?
Ní Ṣàngó gangan, ológe ni. Tó máa ń ṣe oge. Ó ti yín báwọn. Ẹni pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe rí àyè ẹ̀ tí kémi náà tóbi ń lò mo tún lòyìn. Mo tún lù tí ṣe rí. So ìgbà tí irun Ṣàngó kún, ìyàwó rẹ̀ ló pè pé jókòó. Ló wá bá dì í. Ló wá dìrun fún un gba Ṣàngó àdìgá. Kíní yìí máa yẹ orí bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ti yín báwọn. Gbogbo oge Ṣàngó ló ní. Ó lé kò sí òòṣà míì láyé tó lè múra tó Ṣàngó.
We had a great time today with the Sango people, and it's beginning to look like they did what we paid them to do.
Thank you. It's now almost 5 p.m. It still hasn't rained. It is heavily overcast, as you can see. And we have 4 hours more to see if they can fulfill their promise.
Anyway, there's no sunset.
Neighbor.
Once the weather report says, you should also check
10% maximum chance of rain now 9 p.m.
Wow.
For the rest of the night, sir.
Please, we are waiting for, there has to be this night report so that we can go out and talk about it.
If it does rain at 10, that will be funny. That will be very
At
funny.
9, right? What, 10?
No, yeah, after 9.
After 9.
So it is 6:20, and the weather forecast is showing less than a 10% chance of rain between now and 9 p.m. So remember, 9 p.m. is our contracted time, where after which the contract is fulfilled, and if it rains after 9, we're good, right? The Sango guys have actually done what they said they would do. I didn't expect this outcome, but let me just say we have at least 3 hours left, so I haven't given up yet. Let's see what happens. Sango Mayowa, ṣé gbogbo ẹ ṣì ń lọ? Very good. Ó dáa.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Náà ìyẹn ni mo fẹ́ kún dúró kún mi ìfẹ́ kún paná yẹn títí náà ìta sọ yẹn o. Ṣó yẹ. Kọ́ máa dá lọ.
Ẹ ṣé.
Ó ṣé o.
Ẹ ṣé gan. Ṣàngó á gbé wa, ẹ ṣé.
All right.
Okay, that's it.
All right. So we have roughly an hour, 10, maybe 15 minutes to go. We've confirmed that they're still keeping the fires burning. Let's just take one look outside to confirm that there is no rain. Still feels clear outside. It looks very clear. So let's see if they'll hold up to their part of the bargain. If I had to bet right now, to be honest, I think they're going to do what they said they would do. Or at least there will be no rain. Attribution is another thing.
Just before we left Oyo, we made a quick stop at the home of Oba Edu Adimola, the head of all traditional priests in Oyo State, and he prayed for us and our mission. So, how exactly does rain fall? To find more scientific answers, I pay a visit to a professor of geography at my old school, the University of Lagos.
The scientific explanation is that we have what we call hydrological cycle. The science of hydrological cycle is that water that you have on the surface or beneath the surface of the earth is evaporated into the sky.
How does it rain? When the sun heats up the earth's surface, water vapor rises into the sky in a process called evaporation. The higher the water vapors go, due to the cooler temperature, the more it cools, until this water vapor becomes tiny water droplets in a process called condensation. Water droplets collectively form clouds, and when a cloud gets too heavy, they fall as rain. I'm here at the University of Lagos Meteorological Station to try and learn more about those more practical aspects of predicting and measuring rain.
This is called a manual rain gauge.
Okay. Weather stations like this are distributed across the country for collecting weather data. This data is later supplied for processing so that you can have them on your phone ultimately as a weather app or for other uses.
This is purely automatic. We have our data logger here. What I need to do is just come with my laptop, connect it to this, and it downloads.
Scientists in Dubai made a recent breakthrough, creating fake rain from drones. Is science finally catching up to ancient traditions? I asked the professor if the science is compatible with the claims of the traditionalists.
That I've just explained, there are two different things. The traditional, as I said, is spontaneous. The problem is already there, and somebody actually wants to quickly stop it. But the cloud seeding takes a longer time. But for the traditional knowledge or indigenous knowledge, the clouds are already, they are formed, and they want to stop the water at least falling into that very location. They could use wind to drive it to a nearby local. Actually, that is what they usually say. They say in Yoruba they will say "Wọ́n ti fẹ́ òjò yẹn sí ibòmíì." That is, they have driven the rain
to another
neighborhood. Yes. So that's what they say. Now, I know they stop rain more.
And you will find out that not only people in remote areas do, even well-educated elites have engaged the services of the Rainmaker.
It's almost common practice that if you're having an event and you don't want disruption of rain, that this service is available.
and was involved in lots and lots of big marketing events across Nigeria. The business was setting up some big music events around the country, the first wave of which were based in Lagos, Kano and Kaduna, where we were expecting to have more than 20,000 people at the big stadiums. So Tafabalawa Square in Lagos, and then the big sports stadiums in Kano and Kaduna.
It was in Delta State, the northern part of Delta. And everyone was worried about rain, and that it had been raining a lot. And even though I'd heard about Rainmakers and what they do, I had not experienced it at the time. I was much younger. And so this time around, they said, no, we shouldn't worry. We should do what we need to do, that it won't rain.
Because it was a big outdoor event, I was advised by my team and our marketing agency that it would be kind of like belt and braces. A good idea if we were to employ a rainmaker to hold back the rains for these events, because we were just expecting so many money and it'd been a big investment. I mean, I think my initial thought was, what are they talking about? But having always been very interested in the traditional side of Yoruba culture, I felt it was important to be open-minded. And so we employed somebody to actually hold back the rain, not make the rain, on several occasions for these large events.
In our compound, as we say, that's the language, in our own compound, that it will rain. And I said, I don't understand. They said, no, that it will rain everywhere else because the rain is going to be heavy. But that you will see that your own compound it to be dry.
In Lagos, it was a very competitive environment, and I was pretty convinced that our competitors would be using anti-rainmakers, so people to bring the rains as we were trying to stop them. In the main, these things were very successful for us, and we were able to hold our events without any major issue from the weather.
You know, when the clouds started to change, I was like, yo, this rain is going to be serious. And then the next thing I saw, you know, the rain from afar. You could tell that it was almost as if the rain was rushing. You know, it was raining and coming, heading in our direction. And it was almost like the thing just paused. I could see rain, literally a few feet.
How far? Not a mile.
Not a mile. Oh no, not a mile. 100 meters. Not a mile. I could see the rain. I could see the rain. I was like, what the heck? What's going on here?
Would I do it again in the future? Yes, probably.
It's just very interesting because at the end of the day, it's really what do you believe in? And, you know, what is coincidental?
We had one unfortunate event where it did actually rain really, really heavily, and I've been racking my brain to think, did we employ the rainmaker or not at that event?
The Benin Kingdom was one of the largest and strongest across all of Africa. With a deep historical and cultural heritage around the arts, this still remains, in modern times, one of Nigeria's most important cities, being its fourth largest. As we explore the culture of the ancient Benin Kingdom, which have all lasted until today, we'll be looking at some of the ancient practices around rainfall and their rainmakers.
Our previous rainmakers invited us to their shrines, but the Benin rainmakers thought we needed to have our first meeting in a more relaxed atmosphere.
Now only abroad. Now I never go, but my medicine don't read it.
You don't use them for abroad before?
Yes.
Which side? Which year? Which thing they happen that time?
I get different medicine for my hand when my father show me.
For this rain or other medicine?
Other medicine.
Okay. So your job no be only rain?
No.
Nah,
general medicine man.
Yes.
Understand.
And the consult oracle.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a much bigger team of rainmakers, led by
Lucky Edo.
Lucky Edo.
Dr. Lucky Edo.
Okay.
Dr. Oske.
Dr. Oske.
Yes. This Dr. Lendese.
Lendese.
Yes. This Dr. Smart.
Dr. Smart.
Yes, our chairman.
Chairman of.
For Benin here.
For Benin here.
Yes.
Dr. Smart, well done.
So this is Dr. Gbeva.
Dr. Gbeva.
Yes. Yeah. So this is our secretary.
Secretary.
Yes.
Our experiment in Edo is for about 3 days. It had been raining in Benin, and the weather forecast shows it'll rain throughout our stay. This is a perfect opportunity to stop the rain.
You know, like all those things when they say they do rain matter, not be waiting that they keep put for house.
You go buy them.
Because now wicked something. Hardly you see people when they hold rain, when they are alive, they better, they hard. Because of all those things where they keep for his house. So like we now, we know they keep them for his house. With a special arrangement, devil can see God.
Normal level.
So now your money go say make you hold rain for 3 days, 4 days.
Okay, so what will they talk about?
So now bring 300,000.
So tomorrow is Wednesday. So if you walk, Abi, you not go walk. We suppose, Abi, bros.
No problem. Let me call my brother.
You go call first. Okay. So he's making calls to confirm the start of the arrangements. What we've asked for, today being Tuesday, is to have Wednesday and Thursday be completely rain-free in this area. This is the hotel that we're staying in, and we've asked for the arrangements to cover the neighborhood, the whole neighborhood. It appears that he's not 100% clear yet whether that's doable, so we want to approach this with full confidence. So he's making some calls to his village, and once it's done, I think we'll be clear whether our 2-day period can be Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday. I'm pushing for Wednesday, Thursday to make this as seamless as possible, because then we can guarantee our presence, we can monitor in person and see what happens. So let's see what he comes up with.
After about 30 minutes of deliberation, they finally gave us an answer.
Now by this time we'll take control.
By this time? Okay, 2 almost done reach now. Okay. Continue.
If we don't come, from that time when we take come, go reach on Friday. You not go touch ground.
Okay.
Because my brother wanna they call for village now. He tell me say no the house. He want to go do something for Auchi.
Okay.
So I need to go village by myself.
Okay.
And they are from Urumi.
Okay, so may we understand ourselves. So tomorrow 2 p.m.
Yes.
Wednesday. Until what time on Friday rain no go for?
Till the evening on Friday rain not fall.
Until Friday evening.
Rain not fall.
Okay, so maybe we put time on top of. So let's say Friday 8 p.m.
Okay. You know say where we dey far or we dey home there. So now give us 1 room.
May you take.
When we go one stay.
Okay. To make your arrangements. Yes. Because you go stay here between that.
We go there with you there. So now make me tell you now say.
Okay.
Now go add money.
Okay. And we go arrange them.
It's day 1 of our Benin experiment, and our rainmakers are more than ready to get started.
So it's afternoon in Benin City. Our rainmakers are here behind me, as you can see. They're already making arrangements to get things going. There's already a light drizzle, so, just in case I'm carrying my umbrella. But they have assured us that in short order, with the arrangements that they've already made, things are going to be bone dry very soon. If you look up at the sky, you can see that there's clouds all over the place, but the sun is still on the other side trying to peek through. On my part, I'm keeping an open mind, but also, just in case, I'm going to keep an open umbrella as well. Let's see what happens next.
You get particular God who now they follow to do this rain work, or you get any other?
We see that with the serve Ogun, so then we get many different Ojuju when we dey serve for our side.
But Shango no dey inside.
No.
Shango no dey. But Ogun dey inside.
Yes.
Okay. Any other God where they involved?
Osun
too.
Osun.
Okay. May I understand? Osun a God.
Now that's he's the god of night.
Thank you very much. Okay.
He's the god of night.
Okay. And that's the God that is responsible for this rain matter.
Yes.
Osun Edo is the deity of magic and medicine, and one of the most important in Edo pantheon. In addition, Osun is the latent magical force that is within leaves, plants, and medicines. The drizzle persists, and the harder the rainmakers fight the rain, the angrier it gets.
So I wish I had worn my Crocs today. I'm wearing my sneakers because I didn't anticipate this rain. It is raining heavily right now. It went from a light drizzle to a proper downpour. Our people are still working, as you can see in the background. The fire they set looks like it's out, or may still be burning, I'm not sure. But, you know, I still feel confident that something different will happen. Will the rain lighten? Not sure. Will it stop completely? I'm not really sure, but we'll have to see.
The rain got so heavy that we could only observe from the bus. The rainmakers were relentless, and a few minutes later, something interesting happens.
It looks like I don't need this umbrella anymore. So it's been 20 minutes, and in that time, the rainmakers have gotten their fire going. What they told us in the meantime is without the fire, they can't impact the rain as they had intended to. It looks like the fire is going now. That may be the reason why we're seeing conditions getting a lot drier. The clouds have also moved. The clouds that were heavy in this direction just 20 minutes ago appear to have moved even further away. Notwithstanding that, before they can declare victory, I think we should give them some further hours to see what happens over the next day or two. No, we don't know. They look now. They not Greek catch. When I spoke to the rainmakers, they mentioned that there was a special leaf that they have not yet included in their concoction, primarily because it had started raining in their area much earlier in the day, and so they couldn't go into the bush to harvest it. I'm not really worried about this. They said they've sent somebody to go look for it. And because of the long period of our experimentation, which is at least 48, if not more hours, I'm not sure this will be a problem.
Soon, the special leaves, called Ukimi, arrived. And with the weather already clearing, the rainmakers declare victory.
Since you don't begin this work, for what age? Now, teenage, 15 years old, 10 years old?
Since 6 years old.
You don't already start?
Yes.
That time you they do like apprenticeship with your papa?
Yes.
Okay.
And they follow my papa.
And at some point, customers they come meet you directly.
Yes.
Say this person know him work. Okay. So how many years you don't do them now? 30 years don't pass.
It don't reach 42 years.
So now happy say as the rain stop now. Now so it go be.
Yes.
Until that Friday.
Yes.
No problem.
No problem.
How you go keep this fire they burn? How you go take down?
We go there.
Person go there with the fire.
We go there with the fire.
And I don't go sleep.
We don't go sleep. It's our work.
No, no,
so
we don't know.
For inside Benin, rain fit fall for inside Benin, but for this environment,
not if it happen
at all.
All right. Okay. Day 2 of our Benin adventure, Benin City adventure. Yesterday, we started at 2 p.m. and just confirming, it's about 11 a.m. now, so we're about 21 hours into our journey. At 2 p.m. yesterday, we contracted with them to make sure it wouldn't rain for at least 2.5 days, and they said it would not be a problem. As you can see, it's raining heavily right now. So, to be honest, I've been rooting for them to win, but at this point, there's a challenge. And when we spoke to them earlier this morning, it appeared that they had trouble keeping the fire going overnight. We'll check with them on why that was the case. But clearly, that may have contributed to their ability to keep the rain at bay. If the forecast is anything to go by, it looks like what we saw before, which is a very high chance of rain throughout today. Will really put their skills to the test. So I'm really looking forward to asking them what happened overnight and to see if they can really keep this going. Since 10th until now, rain don't dey fall since that time. Waiting can happen, we're not expecting them now.
So, you know, like that yesterday, we not collect anything for farm. So we use our money, buy things when they use yesterday.
I'm clearly not satisfied with the excuse. And in the pouring rain, the team is further frustrated as we discover our guide has had problems with the caretaker of the site.
We are having an experiment. What do you mean we cannot use that place? What do you mean we cannot use? Oh my God. We still have 2 more days before we wrap the shoot. What do you mean we cannot use that place? We need to leave this place. We need to find a new place.
Where do you think we can go now?
I don't know. We'll find somewhere around.
After a couple of hours searching, we finally found a new site to continue the ritual.
So now see the burner. The rain don't stop with that. Now cause am.
Why make the race?
Now walk. Okay. So the place where we're from relocate, no problem now as we don't reach here now. We did gentle.
We got some sacrifice we will do for you tomorrow.
Okay. It's been unusually scorching in Benin City. And this is notwithstanding the fact that early this morning, and even until about 10 minutes ago, the forecast is calling for anywhere from between 75% and 95% chance of rain from now until the late afternoon, early evening. So I'm sure you can see the relaxed posture of our rainmakers. And in fact, they've taken to the shade in order to avoid the sun, which they believe will persist for the rest of the day. We have an 8 p.m. deadline to make sure that their work is done. So I don't think they can fully declare victory yet, but let me see how they're doing at the moment. Now we're done. Thank you. So it's still a bone as it did now?
Yes, just like the fact.
Okay. No wala. No wala. Maybe they look up. I they hope say no go rain. No wala. Go they look up.
We stepped out to get some lunch, but before we returned, something unexpected had occurred.
We reach here now, you don't come out. She really say go there with these men. Those men don't come out too.
Everybody don't come out.
So you know when they come and we tell you now. I still say go there with them.
We paid this money, you are not doing.
He said the goat was after the whole thing.
Goat na later, oil na later. No be nana, goat and oil. Now when you want off farm, and now tomorrow you supposed to off farm, not be today. Not be today you go off farm. So, I'm really disappointed. Our rainmakers have left. We have a fire that has been put out, and at this point, the rain is coming down. It's not that heavy quite yet, but in the surrounding areas where we drove from as we were going around the city, it's already quite heavy, and you can see it's moving in. So if I leave my umbrella off right now, I'll get pretty wet very quickly. You don't get time where you try to do this work where you know work. It don't happen before.
It never happen. And it not going to still happen.
I find it a bit disappointing. It's also rained around this time over the last 3 days. So I do not have any faith in the capacity of these rainmakers to make anything happen. I don't think they did anything apart from get paid, and I have seen zero evidence to suggest that they can do what they claim they can do. Maybe the Oyo guys have something going on, but Bini for now is a zero. After traversing the southwest of Nigeria over the last 3 weeks and engaging with both scientists and traditionalists alike, our findings, though very compelling, clearly are unable to form the basis of any concrete scientific conclusions. However, they still raise some interesting questions. Number one, can science truly predict the rain within a very specific geography and also at a very specific time with any degree of accuracy? Number two, can rainmakers repeatedly influence the rain pattern in a way that is repeatable enough not to blame the gods or other factors? And number three, is there a way outside of the magical realm to truly, in a small space for a short time, influence what the weather is going to be like? Or will Mother Nature continue to cheat us and continue to maneuver and change no matter how hard we try to control it?